Welcome back, guys. Since we posted the last few videos, we've gotten quite a few questions in, so let's try to answer some of those today. One of the questions that's come up is what type of value are the policies written for aviation? Meaning, if your aircraft is insured for $100,000 and you have a total loss, what is the amount of the check that the adjuster is going to have to write for you? Unlike your automobile, your homeowners, and other types of policies, aviation policies are written on an agreed value. What that means is whatever value is on your coverage summary page or your declarations page is the amount that the check is going to be if they total your aircraft. On your automobile or your homeowners, they're written on a fair market value or replacement cost. What that means is if you total your car, and let's say you have it insured for $30,000, if it's on a fair market value policy, they're going to check the market, they're going to check the blue books, and if that car is actually only worth $25,000, that's the most they're going to give you for that totaled car. You just have to eat the other $5,000 that you've been paying for. Aviation policies are completely different. If you have your aircraft insured for $100,000, they're going to cut you a check for $100,000 if they total that airplane. Now, obviously, whatever deductible is in place for the type of accident is going to come out of that. So if it was in a hangar fire, let's say, the not in motion deductible is going to kick in. And on most of these P&B policies for light aircraft, P&B meaning pleasure and business, non-commercial use, for most of these light aircraft policies, you either have no deductible or you have a very low deductible on your not in motion. So let's say it's $50. So they're going to cut you a check for $100,000 minus $50. At that point, what's $50 to us? If it was in motion, let's say you're flying a tailwheel, you do a ground loop, get a prop strike and wingtip, and you've got a $500 in motion deductible. Now you're going to have a $100,000 check minus $500. That's it, plain and simple. So it's very important to insure your aircraft to the value it actually is. You don't want to underinsure the airplanes. That gives the adjuster less room to play with, so to speak. And he may total the aircraft. If you've got a $100,000 airplane, you're only insuring it for $50,000. Trying to save yourself a little money. You get a ground loop, get that prop strike and wingtip again. It may only cost him $25,000, $30,000 to fix it, but he's going to hand you a $50,000 check. Remember, it's an agreed value. He's going to take possession of your airplane. When he does that, he's going to turn around and he's going to sell that. And every one of us know if you found a $50,000 Super Cub that had a prop strike and a wingtip and it's worth $100,000, every one of us would bid on that. So that's a scenario that it benefits the insurance company. And because of that, a lot of times the insurance companies will not allow you to insure the airplane that far under value. They don't want to get into a situation, basically a bad faith deal there, and put them in a bad position. So insure the airplanes to value, basically what you're willing to sell it for. If somebody was going to hand you a check for it that day, could you part with it? Now, it's got to be realistic. You can't throw up some huge number because, again, the underwriters are going to look at it and say, if it's more than 15–20% of what the value of that aircraft actually is in the market, they're probably not going to do it unless we can justify it. And by justify it, I mean, do you have a freshly overhauled engine? Do you have some upgrades? Have you put some glass panel avionics in it instead of normal round dials or the standard round dials? So that value is adjustable if it's justifiable. But again, aircraft insurance policies are written on an agreed value basis. If they have to total the airplane, that's the check that you're going to get. Always check your policy. Policies vary in wording, but every aviation policy, with very few exceptions, is agreed value. If you have any more questions, check our website, aviationinsurance.com, or you can check us out on our blog, clearontop.com. Get out there, get to flying, have fun. We'll see you next time.